Freedom Challenge. I'm Skylar Akamesis. I'm going to start with our opening prayer, and then we're going to do some energy clearings, we're going to do some energy readings, and we're going to figure out what's going on that's blocking your financial freedom. This is a particularly poignant topic right now as we head into a space where a lot of the collective consciousness is focused on lack. And it's a very poignant metaphysical place where it takes a lot of courage to stay focused on abundance and miracles and to create in the face of such profound and obvious scarcity and illusion sometimes. Feel free to ask questions and I'll call in your angels and help work on issues that are coming up for you. Hi, Sky. Hi, everybody. Money is my favorite topic. Yeah. Oh, money. Okay. So I'm going to do my opening prayer and then I'll tell you what happened with me with this stuff. So, O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, so I used to avoid money point blank, and I had all the traditional spiritual beliefs. You shouldn't make money for your sessions. This is like something spiritual healing is something that you only ever do for free. And I had a lot of Catholic guilt around doing healings and angel readings as well. And then what was very funny was I was very focused, particularly when I was doing theta healing, in doing all the classes. And the one I wanted to do was intuitive anatomy. And I was willing to do every single other theta class to get to that one because I think deep in my soul I knew, right? I was a medical intuitive. So I was racing towards getting trained to do this course. And it was only when I did the courses on financial freedom, so wealth consciousness and manifesting love and abundance. And there's one more in theta, but it was only when I did those courses that my health issues actually resolved, because all of my health issues were from financial stress and from these really toxic beliefs that I had inherited down my ancestral line on both the masculine and the feminine side, that I wasn't worthy of having an income. I wasn't clever enough or smart enough or deserving in any way of having and of having financial freedom, and I couldn't rely on myself. There was this profound belief that I wasn't responsible enough, organized enough. Major imposter syndrome going on in that sense, but also, real real financial illiteracy, right? And I think that's what so many of us are facing. And particularly when the whole economy shifts, because I really believe that what's happening right now is a transformation of our economy. Money hasn't gone anywhere. There's actually more money on the planet than there's ever been. All right. And it's actually increasing, and the ways to make money are increasing. There's more ways to make money than there's ever been. But when you focus on lack, then that's all you can see, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And when you try to do old things in a new environment, it doesn't work because you're not in the old environment anymore, right? So if you want what you've always had, do what you've always gotten. But if you want to try, if you want to succeed, you're going to have to try new things. What used to work isn't going to work, and that's what in business we call a pivot. So I'm going to start with a few metaphysical principles around abundance, and then we're going to dive into some of your questions, okay? So keeping it really short and sweet, from A Course in Miracles perspective, we think we have many problems, but really we only have one, and that's a separation from God. So the first thing that I want you to do when you think about your financial problems, whether it's the debts or the credit cards or simply not being able to go above a certain income bracket, or potentially not being able to attract a client, I want you to literally look at whatever problem you have, and I want you to say out loud to yourself, nothing in this room is real. I'm not real. The chair isn't real. The desk isn't real. Nothing in this room is real, right? Only love is real. And that means that the bank balance isn't real. The credit cards aren't real, the debt isn't real, and the abundance isn't real, because the only thing that's real is love. And it's when you start to set your mind to this ultimate truth that if everything is love, then money must be love. And that in order to create money, you must be in a space of love, right? And there's more than one way to be in a space of love. There's a billion ways to be in a space of love. There you go. I can feel some of your power coming back to you now. I'm just going to go dive straight into energy clearing because I'm getting deeply sucked in here. So anywhere where you are connected to the collective consciousness of poverty, recessions, depression, can we unplug you now? Breathe for me. This is a big one. It's settled over most of us like a cloak. Just taking off this cloak of fear, this cloak of scarcity. It's not true. Only love is real. Only abundance is real. Okay. And then as I tune in a little bit deeper. Okay. So can I just unplug you from this belief that money comes from a job? Money comes from working for a company. And can we plug you into the truth? The truth is that everything is love, right? And that you already have an employer, whether you have a physical job with a boss or not. If you want to manifest money, your employer is God, right? Your employer is the creator. So can we plug you into that truth? Can I release the belief on all 7 levels, all 7 chakras, that your employee is a person? Because that's also really sucky for your boss. Trust me, I am one, to have you plugged into them trying to get money from them, right? Creator is your provider. It's just that when someone's a boss, they're just at a higher level of receiving and also a higher level of providing. There we go. Okay. So the next shift in perspective, because a miracle, according to Course in Miracles, is a shift in perspective, right? From one of fear to one of love. So whenever you're stuck in lack, the first big shift that you have to make is from looking at what you're not getting to looking at where you're not giving. Okay. So it might be that you have no clarity. People don't know what you offer or what you do or how to work with you, and they have to guess, right? And then it gets confusing that way. It might be that you don't believe that you are worthy. So instead of focusing on how you can serve others or how you can help others and just showing up, for example, most jobs on the planet are gotten by references. One person talks to somebody else. These jobs, opportunities, contracts, book contracts, work contracts, clients. I would go as far as to say as 95% of it is word of mouth. My entire business is word of mouth. And it's kind of stumped a lot of people that tried to bully me online because they didn't realize why the hell I wasn't ever going anywhere when they came after me. And the answer is my business wasn't built online. My business was built on hospital floors. My business was built talking to people late into the night when they were going through massive health crises. My business was built on people's hearts. It was never built on an online platform. And if the whole internet collapsed tomorrow, the phone would still be ringing. Right. So that's what you have to understand is that first of all, it's not a business, it's a blessing. Okay. So anywhere where you think it's like a business and you have to it's not. It's God's vehicle for shining his light onto the planet. Period. If you have a business, that's the ultimate truth. So any lies that you have about your business, that it is something else, can we release that? Your business is a vehicle through which God shines his light onto the earth. Okay? That is the point. Everything that we create is supposed to be a conduit for divine light. So anywhere where you believe your job or your business or whatever is a burden, is a problem, is difficult, is annoying, anywhere where you're like going, I don't want to work, anywhere where you have resistance to doing your divine work, can we release that, please? Oh, there we go. Okay. So one of the tricks to making money no matter what is that when other people are contracting, you keep expanding. So what happens when you go into a place of fear is that you start to contract. Your heart shrinks, your energy shrinks, your voice lowers, you don't take as bigger risks, you don't become visible, you don't go out there to become visible, you don't market yourself, you don't put yourself in a position of power. You start hiding and you start taking as the opposite of divine right action, right? You start taking fearful action. You start fading away instead of following your divine right action. So anywhere where you are following your fear instead of following your faith, because there's only ever a choice between one or the other. There is no other choice. There's only ever love or fear. So wherever you're following your fear in finances, can we release that now? And anywhere where you're following your faith, can we get God to breathe on it? Get God to strengthen it? Get God to make it whole again. Anywhere where you're financially broken, we're just going to get God to breathe on it and make it whole. Ooh. Right. And the homework that I'm going to give you is to start celebrating. So, the other thing that we do very unconsciously when we're in a place of lack or fear financially is we stop celebrating, right? We're like, I'm not going to enjoy anything until the money's in the bank. And that blocks the money from coming to us and affirms that we have something to be afraid about, that we have something to dread, that something bad is going to happen. And that's called Foreboding Joy by Brené Brown. Right, that's what she calls it, which is when we are trying to prepare emotionally, like we're dress rehearsing the worst possible outcome so that it won't hurt as much emotionally when it happens. And the reality is that financial failure hurts, whether you rehearsed it in your head or not, right? So if you're rehearsing fear, then that's what manifests. If you're rehearsing success, then you like shoot for the moon and hit the stars, or you actually hit the moon. But if you're rehearsing in your mind, and if you're anxious, if you're depressed, if you're taking no action, that is what you're rehearsing in your subconscious mind. Now, the images flash through your subconscious mind so fast that you can't consciously see them. Your subconscious mind works at 44 million bits of information per second. It is a lot faster than your conscious mind works, but it speaks in images, not words. Okay, it speaks in images, not words. So we have to change the images that you're showing yourself around finances. And that's why they say change your self image and you change your life. They're not talking about just the way you think about yourself. They're talking about the pictures that your subconscious mind shows you of yourself when you think about money. Right. And for most of us, we think about the bills we can't pay or what's it called, or the struggles that we're going to have, or whether we're going to buy this shoe or this dress, or whether we're going to be able to pay the rent next month. We, as Anthony Robbins would say, we major in minor things instead of focusing on the solutions that we would need to solve our biggest financial problems, right? And then that keeps us stuck in the idea that our poverty is permanent instead of realizing that what has become permanent is our perspective, right? We've become focused um, on there only being one way to do something. And actually, if your financial problems are this big and you're focusing on this, it's never going to solve this. So sometimes you have to borrow the mind of an ascended master. And that's the one of the other bits of homework I'm going to give you today is to join your mind with God's mind, because I swear to God, there is no way that the power that created the multiverse is sitting up there going, yeah, this money thing is too much for me, right? So whatever ascended master that you resonate with, I want you to call them in, and I want you to join your mind with their mind. And I want you to think, what would they think? And it can also be someone that's very good with money. And I want you to think, what would they do if they were in my financial situation? How would they solve this problem? You can also tap into your higher self. You can tap into your future selves and ask them, how did you solve this problem? Go to the future self that resolved all of your financial issues successfully and managed to achieve complete financial freedom and liberation, and ask him or her, what did you do? How did you solve the problems? What advice do you have for me now? Okay, so I think that's enough metaphysical principles of financial freedom today. I'm going to have a look at some of your questions now. Okay, hi Sky. What are my money blockages? I've been doing a lot of work this way and I do not seem to be stepping to the next level. Thanks. So I can't remember who made the quote, but this is a quote from a very famous entrepreneur, and he says that if you can't figure out how to make money whilst you sleep, you'll be working till the day you die. And the belief that you have is very obvious from what you wrote when you said, I've been doing a lot of work, right? So from a poverty consciousness, we believe that work equals money. The reality is that if you have that belief that work equals money, and you can muscle test that, yes, 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 no, 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 work equals money. But I, this is at least 6 years of theta healing classes and a lot of hypnosis to get me out of that mindset. Um, Money doesn't come from work. Money comes from value, right? Or worth. What does that mean? It means that I can be this financial freedom live will be streaming and helping people for years after I filmed it, right? So I'm still serving, I'm still offering love and value and shining, even though I'm not in the room. I could be asleep. Does that make sense? So it's letting go of the energy that you have to exchange physical time and work for money. Okay. What you have to do is create something, whether that's a product or a service that is exactly the opposite of that, that allows you to make money no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing, no matter what your state of health, because otherwise you'll be stuck in this work for money. So anybody that has this belief that I have to do a lot of work, right? And then even then it's not enough. And you can see the ancestral patterns, because ancestrally, lower and middle class, even upper class, you did a lot of work, and even then it was never enough, right? Only like the 1% got the wage increase or got chosen to go to the next level, and most of us didn't. So most of our ancestors worked really, 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 really hard, and never got recognized for the work that they did. So if that's in your ancestral lineage, can we release that now, please? There we go. Okay, that's starting to look better. And I can actually feel so many of you have uncried tears. And it's this part of you. So when you were little, very often we got shamed for wanting money, whether it was because we wanted a toy at the store or whether it was because we wanted things our parents couldn't afford, or whether or not it was because we were told we were greedy and this idea of want doesn't get. But there's this real energy of waiting for someone to come and give us something and they're never going to do it. So, can we take your power back? Would that be okay? From all those situations where your inner child is waiting for your mother or father to give you permission to have that toy or have that meal or order what you actually want from the menu or actually buy clothes that fit. And I want you to tell that little child that it's not greedy, that you love it so much, and that it deserves to have everything that it wants, and that you are going to have its back now, that you are going to take care of it and provide for it. Okay, that's looking quite a bit better now. Okay, hello everybody. Okay, hi Sky, can you let me know what financial block I need to release that's holding me back? I avoid manifesting for some reason. There's an apprehension there no matter what work I do in it for some reason. Thank you. So I'm immediately seeing a vow not to use manifestation for money. It's like this energy of you shouldn't ask God for money. Money is like the root of all evil. Do you want to muscle test that? I says yes. No, no, no. Money is the root of all evil. Nope. So if you have that, yes, can I release that? This idea that you shouldn't manifest money, that money is bad, that money is wrong, that money is what corrupts people. Everyone hears that belief money corrupts people. Money doesn't corrupt things. Money magnifies things. It's got the energy of magnification. Money's very like a woman, right? You women magnify things. If you make a woman angry, it magnifies. If you make a woman happy, it magnifies, right? You put this, women, you give them a semen, they make a baby. It's this idea of magnification. Money is very much like that. It magnifies things. So where we already have a fear or wounds or darkness in our heart, money will reveal that because it's the same way that it's not out of cruelty, and it's not because money's dark and twisted in any way, shape, or form. Money works because it's love in exactly the same way that God works. So when you get closer to God, God takes this giant light, right, and shines it on the places where you were saying, no, you cannot enter. And it doesn't happen because, God is trying to force his way in. It happens exactly because God will not violate your free will. And in the places where you're energetically saying no to love, no to God, this light has to be shone so that you can then, of your own free will, go, okay, here it is, have it, take it from me, dissolve it, clear it. But first, you have to become aware of what those blocks are. And most of us, particularly with money, we're in denial, right? How many of you never look at the bank account? Never look at what's on your credit card, never figure out how much you're actually spending every month, never, you literally avoid the bills, right? They're shoved in the back of a drawer somewhere. Most of us have some pattern, and even when we become entrepreneurs, we want to fob it off onto the accountant, or we want to fob it off onto someone else. We're really afraid of looking at money. Most of us have very low emotional and spiritual resilience when it comes to finances, and where we go unconscious is exactly where we manifest lack, because in the absence of love there is fear. Okay, so that's the next thing we're going to do, is we're just going to flood our bank accounts, any credit cards, any savings accounts, any businesses with pure, divine, unconditional love. Gosh, and I can still feel some of you are so angry at being like there's this I'm just gonna call it what it is. There's this victim energy of being stuck in being trapped in poverty. So, can we release this? Because, guys, ladies, it's no longer serving, right? There comes a point where you have to take responsibility for your own financial life. And I know that many of both men and women were sold this idea of the perfect job or the perfect man. And the reality is, the only person that's going to come to take you out of this situation is you. And there's a reason for that. You chose that in this lifetime so that you would finally learn self-reliance. Okay? You need to learn how to support yourself, how to unconditionally support yourself. And that only comes through actually practicing, right? Being there for yourself no matter what. There we go. And if you want to think about it for a minute, how many of you are there for other people unconditionally? There for your partner, there for your kids, there for even your boss unconditionally, but you're not there for yourself, right? So, can we show you that it's safe for you to be there for yourself unconditionally across all levels? Thank you. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do one more scan just to make sure it's gone because I think there's still something there. No, actually, that looks better. So I'm just going to do an energy break and move on to the next person. Okay, Kate Rohr is saying, what blocks do I have around abundance and receiving? Also, I'm such a huge fan. Oh, thank you. And I'm so honored and blessed and grateful to be in your energy. Aho, my love. Okay, let me scan and see what's going on. I've got abundance angels coming in for you. So anybody else that wants abundance angels, that's Archangel Shamuel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael. Just going to bring them in for all of you as well. Okay, so Creator's actually showing me that there's a real belief that receiving means giving away your power. Do you want to muscle test that? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Receiving means giving away my power. Ooh, I've got that one too. Okay, I've got that one too. So I'm going to work on that one later. So when you have beliefs, sometimes they can just be cleared, and I'm going to ask Creator to clear them now. But sometimes, like when I just did that, I felt that like that was a lock. Like I'm going to have to sit down and work on the traumas in this lifetime and others that hold that belief in place for me. I can feel that that's a deep belief, right? There's a lot of it's juice, like there's juice there, right? So there's a really deep belief coming up that to receive is to give away your power. Look, I even bumped my microphone. And the reality is that to receive is a form of probably the ultimate form of power. Because when you allow yourself to receive love, to receive abundance, then you can give. And you can give from a full cup. Most of us in humanity are giving from an empty cup, and that breeds resentment. And resentment is not a small deal. It's one of the 7 deadly sins for a reason. It leads to war, famine. It leads to fights, it leads to murders. Resentment's not a small deal. If you're giving from an empty cup, you become angry, right? So, can we show you that it's safe for you to tap into the unlimited abundance of the universe, that there is enough? That's the next level of belief that's coming up, actually, is that if I go to the next level, then I'm going to have to provide for other people and there'll never be enough for me. And this often comes up around sibling rivalry as well. That you have to choose. And same thing with like birthday parties. You only like to choose a certain number of people as a kid that can come to your birthday party, or only one kid gets to choose what they do a day, or there's only a certain amount of money and it has to be divided between the three of you. So there's this belief that when there's more people there's less money. So can we release that more people multiplies the amount of money that you can create? And there's only less money when there's more people, when the people that you're surrounding yourself with don't have an abundance mindset. There we go. Okay, now that's cleared up really nicely. Okay, hi Skylar. What's my main money block? Thank you very much, Iona. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, so it's believing that you have nothing to offer the world. There's the root belief is I'm nothing special. Like I don't have anything different to offer, and it comes from a lot of us have it. It comes from academia and this belief that unless you have an original idea, you don't deserve the money you make. And you can see that conversation happening all the time. Like, why do football players make so much money? And those people making money from makeup videos on Instagram, there's this real resentment in the collective consciousness at people making money unless they're working hard, right? Because and also this crazy belief that if you're making videos, you're not working hard. Anyone that's ever made a video knows that it's hard work, but let's not even go there. There's this real crab energy. So if you guys haven't heard the story of the crab, whenever you put like crabs in a container or you observe them and one of the crabs tries to crawl out, the other crabs will pull it back down, right? And it's the same thing in the collective consciousness. Whenever we observe someone rising, the jealousy kicks in, we get scared of being left behind, and we will pull them back down unless we have the spiritual and emotional musculature to actually enjoy them rising. And most people pay lip service to this, right? They really pay lip service to this. They only want you to have something if they can have it too. And very often, what the truth is that as you rise, people around you will rise, and your consciousness will shift the consciousness of people around you. Right? If they can stay around you long enough to deal with their discomfort, but everything comes up when someone around you becomes successful and you don't. Comparison, jealousy, greed, entitlement. And you hear all the time people going, oh, why don't they give that money to charity, or why don't they do this with their money, or it's wrong to have so much money. Listen, the entitlement is real, right? um so anywhere where you're stuck in these three areas, jealousy, entitlement, or comparison, and this belief of you don't have anything to offer, can we release those, and can we show you that the reason that people trigger you when they make money, even on an unconscious level, is that you do have something to offer, and you know that you can do what they're doing, and you know that you're worthy of doing what they're doing. And what you're really angry at is having wasted your time and your potential, and at not having ever had your own back or believed in yourself. But the truth is, you deserve deep compassion because the reason you did those things is trauma. And the only thing that heals that is love. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Mahar saying, hi, Skylar, new to your channel and you're wise beyond your years. Oh, thank you. Love hearing what you have to say. Dying empty. Ooh. Hey, I have a fear of having more money. Would you please help me with this? Okay, I'm just going to bring in the abundance angels. Anybody that has a fear of having more money? Everybody has a set point with finances that's familiar. Okay. So for me, when I was little, growing up in the 80s and 90s, that was £800. And I really believed, right? The £800 was a lot of money. And that if I could just make £800, I would be like financially set for life. And maybe, in Scotland in the 90s, that was real. Very much nowadays, that is 100% not real. £800 might just cover your bills. It definitely won't cover your rent or your mortgage, never mind your food bill for the month, right? Unless you're living in a room. But that was my financial set point. So let's just start by figuring out what your financial set point is, okay? So yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. It's also called your upper limit. in entrepreneurial circles. So you want to start off with 500. My set point is 500 a month. Nope. My set point is 1,000 a month. Nope. My set point is 2,000 a month. Nope. My set point is 10,000 a month. Nope. My set point is 20,000 a month. Nope. My set point is 50,000 a month. Right. That's almost sticky for me. My set point is 80,000 a month. Oh, okay. So you can tell I've been doing abundance work. Because when I first did this, my set point was at something like 600 a month. I couldn't even make £800. Every single time that I was even going to get a job as a receptionist or something simple, I would sabotage it because I didn't feel worthy. So wherever your set point is, I want you to take a minute, and you can pause this recording here or watch it again later, but I want you to write down what it is that you actually need, not just to pay the bills, but pay back the debts in full and find a place of financial peace, right? And then figure out, do the math, how much you would need to be completely financially secure and have your home and have your savings and have the things that you actually desire in your heart, right? And then that is going to become your new financial set point. We're going to ask Creator to download you with your new financial set point now to teach you what it feels like and that it's possible for you to have it and that you know when to have it, that you can have it, how to maintain it, how to share it, that you're worthy of it. And it's going to be different numbers for every person, okay? Don't fake it because it won't work if it's too far a stretch for your energy, and you don't have any idea what it feels like, then you've gone too far. You just want to literally increase your financial dial a little by little instead of like trying to yank it up all the way. It's why most people like who win the lottery, etc., end up bankrupt because they with the moment that they get overwhelmed, their subconscious mind will reset to the last point they felt safe, and the last point they felt safe was being poor, right? So we're all hardwired to go back to our family income. It was really really funny last year because I thought that I'd overcome my upper limit, as it were, and then I realized that I had my father's financial limit. We were having a conversation a couple of days ago, and he was telling me about his income, and I was like, oh my god, that's exactly where I was stuck for ages, was his exact income. So you can also have a financial set point that's like your mother's or your father's, or a belief that nobody in your family can earn more than this. So can I change that through your angels or through Creator? Just say yes, and I'll witness it for you. Okay. So there's also a lot of fear around debt here. So some of you are dealing with tax debt, some of you are dealing with proprietary debt, some of you are dealing with mortgage or loan debt, some of you are dealing with health debt. And Creator is showing me that there's a real fear that if somebody gives you money, someone's going to come and take it away. So it's blocked all of your income. Okay. And let's just release that. And let's show you that this is happening because you're asking for too little, not too much. There's a lot of shame here, a lot of feeling like you're failing or you're not man enough or you're not woman enough. And a really insane comparison thing because you're watching all these Instagram and TikTok and Facebook videos of people who are um, hiding what their financial life is really like. And you're comparing yourself to people that have had financial literacy for a lot longer and made different decisions for a much more sustained period of time than you. So, can we just release all that comparison and the belief that you'll never get there and show you that there isn't an entrepreneur, there isn't a millionaire that hasn't overcome debt? Okay, often massive debt. There isn't a business person or entrepreneur that hasn't overcome problems with clients, problems with partners, insurance companies, legal issues. There we go. that you are not worse than everybody else. You're not the worst business owner on the planet or the worst at making money. You're just learning, and it's safe for you to learn. You won't become financially free without learning. There we go. Okay. I'm going to answer one more. What's blocking me from finally paying off my past expenditures? So when I'm scanning you, there's an issue around family members wanting to be taken care of. There's a belief in your family that whoever has the most money has to take care of everybody else or has to pay the bills, and that's very common in a family environment. Whether it's the father or whether it's the highest earning person becomes the head of the house. And then people expect you to pay for everything from their grocery to their laundry to the um, so can we release your fear that just because you pay off your debts, you then have to provide for everybody else? And can we change it to, I can choose to provide for others in the highest and best way when I'm guided to. I know how to provide and how to give without resenting. I know that there will always be enough for me through Creator of all that is. So most of us don't mind providing for others or sharing when we think there's enough for us. The ego gets triggered when we believe that we can't provide for others, whether that's payroll or our children or our wife or our partner, when we think there won't be enough for us or the things that we wanted. And very often these are financial expectations or stealth expectations. We never have these discussions out loud with the people that we love. But even if we did, it wouldn't end well. So, can we release these stealth expectations and this belief that when you help others, there won't be enough for you? And can we change it to whatever you give returns to you multiplied, so that every time you bless your children financially, you bless your spouse financially, you bless your friends or your family, you also bless yourself, that everything you give returns to you 10,000 fold? And whenever you're being asked to give more, can you trust that the universe is trying to tell you that you are standing on a gold mine, that you have $1 million miracles underneath your feet? And it takes divine faith to activate them. That's all it takes, is divine faith. Okay, that's looking good to me. Okay, guys, I'm going to do our closing prayer here. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the day 2 of our financial freedom challenge. For those of you that are interested, we're doing the Medical Intuitive Mastermind in January, and a big section of that is financial blocks to health and manifesting your financial freedom, exactly because my financial fears is what created my disease, or a substantial part of the disease that ran my family line as well. I love you all very much. Let's do our closing prayer. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good, good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste.